watching The High Road with me, Keith Warren, brought to you by Timber Creek Outdoors. Howdy everybody, we're heading to one of my favorite places on earth right now to go hog hunting. Ground zero for the best hog hunting in the country. Heading to Hog Wild Adventures. This is only 15 minutes away from the Houston Intercontinental Airport. You know, there's lots of places to go hog hunting, and this place has got a bunch of hogs, don't get me wrong, but the best thing about this place to me is the guy who runs it, Billy Reeves. I came out here years ago and I didn't know Billy from Adam, and now he's like a brother. He's a good guy. Well, I know, I'm late, imagine that. The Houston traffic is awful. How you doing?
Doing all right, man.
I'm doing good, it's good to see you.
You're doing pretty good.
Yeah, you be quiet. You just old skinny man there.
Yeah, I hear you, boy, I tell you, I'm glad too, man. I've been working like a dog.
Okay, so what we gotta do, we brought Hoss out here, and we got, I know you got a bunch of pigs, we saw some coming in, so we got plans for tonight. You got a place back there?
Got you set up.
Okay, so we're gonna get suited up here and then head on back, and we're gonna show you all what Hog Wild Adventures looks like in the dark. All right, hogs, here we come. All right, so the other night, we took the big brother to this particular carbine rifle that I'm shooting, and we brained a hog, and that was with a 45 CMMG Resolute 300 rifle. Now the rifle that I'm using tonight is a 9mm. Take a look at this ammo, 115 grain hollow points. This is streak ammunition, and for 9mm this is loaded hot, really hot. And so this is really a great round for hunting. Now, I wouldn't want to shoot the full metal jacket streaks at animals, but at targets they're a lot of fun. But as far as shooting hog-sized animals with this hollow point 9mm, the cool thing about this is it's all shot placement anyway. And when you've got a gun and you've got the confidence in what you do, you know, I mean, it's just, it's pretty simple, to be honest with you. So we're going to get all quiet, grab our thermal monocular and start scanning, see if we can pick something up. What is that out there? It's a hog. It's a bunch of them. I think it's a mom and babies. They're just too far out. I don't think they're coming this way. I can't take that shot, they're just too far. If these doggone cows would get out of here, maybe something would come in. It's a coyote. Doggone it. Cool. All right, let me get the gun up on him. Let me see if I can stop him. Come on, bud, stop. Oh, he's circling downwind. Uh-oh. I'm gonna take a shot if he stops. Come on, stop, man. Okay, here goes. You ready? Got him. Look at that. Down he goes, baby. Down he goes. In and out. What do you think about that? That is pretty doggone cool. I'll be doggone, look at that. He hit the deck right there. That is fine. Okay, I'll tell you what we've been doing here. We had a bunch of cattle come in, and the cows wound up, I don't know, I spooked them off, and then they came back, and we're sitting there looking, and all of a sudden, there's a coyote. And it's like, holy smokes, I picked up a little carbine and put it out there. I held right on him, shot him, and that streak ammo smoked him. He spun around, he's lying right down over there. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on a little spot and stalk out here and see if I can get close enough to a hog to show you what the streak ammo does when it hits a hog in the brain. Looks like it's gonna try to rain on us. Boy, it's plenty bright out here tonight. There's some pigs right there. There's two of them moving through the woods right there. Let's go ahead and get set up. The back one I can tell is a boar for sure. Nice. Yeah, okay, here we go. Got him. Boom. What do you think about that? That's some kind of awesome right there. Yeah. All right, we got them gathered up, and just take a look at these guys. I am extremely impressed with what this little 9mm did. A 9mm is basically a handgun round, and I mean, to put it in a little carbine like this, I mean, and especially that load, I mean, it's 115 grain streak hollow point, and you could actually see the ammunition flying. That's the cool thing about that too. We're gonna have a link to everybody who helped make this video possible on the bottom in the description of this video, whether it's Pulsar or CMMG or Silencer Shop. You know, we're gonna have a link to everybody, and of course, Streak Ammunition as well. And if y'all have got any questions or comments, just go ahead and post them below and we'll get back with you. And if you want to contact Billy Reeves to come out here, now this place is called Hog Wild Adventures. I've been coming here forever, and it's ground zero for the best hog hunting in the country. Contact my friend Billy Reeves, and I promise you he'll take care of you. So anyway, we wrapped up with the hog and with the coyote, and that was a pretty good evening. And went inside, and Billy had made chicken and dumplings. And so anyway, he fed me some chicken dumplings. We got caught up on some stuff, and then the next thing we hit the sack, because the next morning, the plan is to go spot and stalk for a hog. And this time, I'll be using an air gun. All right, so what we've got here, it's a kind of a typical morning over here, kind of foggy, and a lot of moisture in there, which would actually hopefully be pretty good for hogs. So what do you think we ought to do? Go down here and set up in a brush pile and see if we can get close enough for a shot?
So. See if they'll come slipping by in the fog.
Yeah, so what we're gonna do, we've got a big bore air rifle right here, and we're gonna try to shish kebab the hog with an arrow, so let's go. So with an air gun, I mean, I've got, you know, I can shoot out there about 50 yards, but I really want to shoot pretty close. I'm looking for a 20 to 30 yard shot. So I go to this spot where there's a lot of cattle, and I've got a lot of experience in this spot. I mean, this is like an old wood pile where he pushed up a bunch of old trees. And so anyway, I've shot a lot of hogs from this spot, and all of them really with air guns. And so anyway, I'm thinking this is my go-to spot. There's a bunch of cows around here. This is actually a feed lot for cattle. And this particular part of the property is almost 1,000 acres, but this particular part of the property, the cows come in here and they're fixing to get fed. And when they do, pigs will come in here too. So you can take a look out here. There's lots of cattle already standing up here, but there are no hogs in here yet. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to send an arrow into one of these hogs if one gets close enough for a shot. So far, we got one coming in right here. Right here. See that? Right over my shoulder right here. We need to be extremely careful. Reason why, we don't want to shoot through a hog and hit a cow. So we're going to be strategic if we get a shot. Strategic as far as the location. We've got to shoot down where there's a bank to stop the arrow, because more than likely it's going to go through. So we're looking for a shot right here at about 18 yards. One out there at about 25 yards. So currently we've got some hogs feeding this direction. We're just gonna stay put and see if the right hog gets in the right spot. I know I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna smoke one real quick. Problem is, it doesn't happen that way. Come in, there's a lot of hogs, there's a lot of cows, nothing gives me a shot. So the only option is to get on the move.
Now it's time for Gear Care, brought to you by the Lucas Oil Outdoor Line.
All right, here she is, big bore air guns, and they're extremely popular nowadays. And the reason why, because they're a lot of fun to shoot. But a lot of folks say, well, how do you clean them? Well, that's a good question. What you want to do, this particular gun is the Dragon Claw. I never, ever use solvent inside the barrel. The reason why is because I don't need to. It's an air gun. But the outside needs to be cleaned just like any firearm. It's for that reason I'm going to use Lucas Oil CLP. Now, I want to tell you, Lucas makes their CLP in 2 different containers. They've got an aerosol spray, and they've also got a bottle. Now, most of the time you see me using the spray, but I love using the bottle in applications where I do not want to have overspray all over the optics and all over the wood. And so the aerosol bottle comes in really, really handy in some cases, but then also at the same time, so does a little bottle. It comes in really handy, but regardless, the reason why Lucas Oil CLP is because not only does it clean, lubricate, and protect, but it does it better than any other CLP on the market. At the same time, you can get away with it in your house if you want to do it in your house. The reason why? Because it has a pleasant odor. The reason why this is like perfect conditions for stalking because the ground's soft, because it's wet. Okay, the moisture in the air has kind of got our scent also compressed a little bit, so it's not dry, it's not loud, it's quiet, and allows us a perfect opportunity to slip up close enough for a shot. There's a problem. They're certainly within range. The problem is the fence. I don't know if I can make that shot and not hit the wire. Can't take this shot for fear of hitting the wire and making an unethical shot. So the whole deal is the hogs out here, they're going to come out real early in the morning, they're going to feed a little bit, and then they're going to bed. And once they go to bed, you're in trouble because you're not going to get up on them when they're in the bed. And the reason why is because they get up underneath the leaves and limbs and you can't see them when you're walking in there. So the whole challenge is we've got to get to the hogs and get one on deck before they head to bed. I'll tell you what's going on. There is so little wind, and when you get wind, it just barely is to the point that you can feel it. Those hogs have such a sensitive nose that if they smell you, they are gone. And so what we're going to probably have to do is go in the woods. And the good thing is I've got a thermal. Okay, a lot of times these hogs will go in the woods and burrow down to go to bed, but they cannot hide from the thermal. We're going to just walk into it right now. See if we can get in front of some. See what happens. Let's go get in the woods. I'm seeing some down here at the bottom in the woods. They're probably 150 yards away. Let's just take our time, see what happens. So far, everything is good. They're feeding this way. That's wonderful. Goes, he's falling over. He's back in the tree. That was classic. Two nice boars right there. A beautiful spot and stalk hunt. Patience, patience, patience. You know, that's one thing. After I get done with a hunt, what I'm trying to do, after a successful stalk like that, I take a look back. I want to step back and go, okay, name the 3 top things that we learned during that stalk. Well, number 1, the conditions were really, really good. Light wind, we're going to walk into the wind. Number 2, the ground is real wet, so we're going to use the moisture, when we're stepping on dry sticks, they make a lot of noise, but the sticks in the moisture, they're really, really, really quiet. It quiets them down a lot. And number 3 is be patient. Be patient, I mean, for the animal to present a shot. And we're gonna give him a minute just to expire really, really nicely, and then go over and show you what he looks like. That was classic. Ooh. Boy, I don't know how it could have gotten much better than that right there. That was a absolute perfect scenario. Let me roll this guy over and show you what we have. I mean, as far as shot placement goes, I could not be happier with it. And look at the size of this pig, you know. I mean, this is a good sized boar. He's probably in the neighborhood of, I'm guessing about 140 pounds. A really good sized one. And, you know, last night we got lucky. We came in and we were using thermal gear and our little 9mm carbine, and we wound up, it was a first for me. I mean, I've been coming out here for years, and to be able to kill a coyote out here on a hog hunt is pretty dang unusual. So anyway, certainly took advantage of that. You know, spot and stalk, went out there and brained a nice boar hog last night. And then this morning, I mean, look at this. We got up this morning, conditions were absolutely perfect, and we capitalized on it. We took advantage of all the moisture that was in the air, the little light breeze, and the fact that they are just covered up in feral hogs out here. Now, I want to talk to you about this gun right here is a Seneca Recluse. Okay, it is a 357/9mm big bore air rifle, and it's sold online by the folks over at airventuri.com. I've been shooting big bore air rifles for a long time, and they're extremely accurate. This particular rifle, just like the Dragon Claw, will wind up shooting not only arrows like this, but it also shoots a pellet. And so I like shooting arrows, and the reason why is because I like seeing the arrow flying. We play back the video, you can see the arrow squirt out of the back side of it, is the way I say it. But when you're shooting an arrow, you got to pick a broadhead. And in a very crowded field of broadheads out there, you wonder what broadhead to shoot. Now, I'm just going to tell you, take a good close look at this broadhead. This is the working class broadhead. You think working class broadhead? Yeah, because they're very, very affordable. And it's made by the folks over at Tannerite. The only reason why I decided to use this was because Tannerite is a sponsor of the hunting show, and I mean, we shoot Tannerite all the time, so what the heck? Let's go ahead and shoot their broadhead. I mean, it worked flawlessly. It flies nice, a massive blood trail, just like we said. So anyway, it worked really, really good. But the cool thing about coming out here to Hog Wild Adventures is the fact that there's so much country, and the habitat, as you can see, is perfect for hogs. And so it allows a hunter to be able, if you want to stand hunt, Billy can put you in a pop-up blind or a ladder stand. You can stand hunt, or if you want to spot and stalk, you go spot and stalk. Now, the thing is, Billy really wants to focus on air guns. Okay, if you're an air gunner, if you're a crossbow shooter, if you're a vertical bow shooter, that's really who he focuses on. With me, he kind of made an exception to come out here and bring that little 9mm carbine to kind of practice. But you know, what we wound up doing, we got lucky today, and I am very, very happy with the results. If y'all want more information about coming out here to Hog Wild Adventures, you can get a hold of Billy Reeves. We'll have a direct link off of our website to his website. You can look him up on Facebook and give him a call, and I promise you, you'll have one heck of a time. My name's Keith Warren, and you've been watching The High Road. Taxidermy work for The High Road Group is provided by our friends at Conroe Taxidermy, Conroe, Texas.